millions of years, mankind lived just like the animals. And something happened, which unleashed the power of our imagination. We learned to talk. There's a silence surrounding.
There are these Christian youth ministers who are just like on the road.
Okay.
And that's how they do it. They go from church and church and area and area and area, and they have their little, revival thing they do. And it's geared towards youth, right? And so this youth, he spent some time talking to this youth minister, and this youth minister had written a book explaining how, Christianity was a thinking person's religion, right?
Okay.
And he had, and so he gave Jacob this book of his, right? And so Jacob reads it, and he writes this spectacular rebuttal. I mean, it's magnificent. I mean, when I was 18, I didn't have my ideas as well formed as this kid does, right? And presented it to this youth minister. And the guy's like, okay, well,
you weren't supposed to actually think about it.
I'll read this later and get back to you. Okay, so that we know the guy still hasn't gotten back to him yet. But then, Jacob was told by this youth minister that he shouldn't spread his rebuttal around, like show it to the other kids.
Well, of course not.
Yeah, and Jacob's like, well, hang on. I mean, if Christianity is a thinking person's religion, why can't you
think?
Yeah, basically, right? It is what he starts with a little preface, explaining the circumstances of going to this revival, and then he just launches into his rebuttal of this guy's book. Yeah. And he just annihilates,
Wow.
It's magnificent.
That's impressive.
And then he talks about, the reaction that he got from this Tom Short guy.
Yeah.
But in the letter that he wrote to Randy, he basically said that the last time he heard from Tom Short, this Tom Short guy basically told him that all he was doing was, trying to tear down people who love the Lord and stuff. This just kind of guilt tripping, It's in lieu of an actual response to the arguments. That's all the guy can come up with.
If it was a thinking man's religion, then you should be able to think about it. You should be able to come back and say, okay, very good, you've thought about it. We're proud of you. Mm-hmm. Now, here's where, your logic is faulty, or you've made some mistakes, or you don't understand it completely.
Right, discuss.
And explain it. Yeah. That would be a good thing. You don't just say, don't do this.
Yeah. It's a thinking person's religion, but if you think about
it too hard, you've gone wrong.
If you think about it in ways we don't like, you're just a mean person who's trying to tear down people who love the Lord.
Yeah.
You know what will make your life better, though? Thinking rationally about the decisions you make and about the beliefs you decide to adopt. That will make your life better.